guys, it's Sam here and welcome back to another video. And today Liverpool returned to the AXA training centre for the start of pre-season, and it is a very odd feeling, because at this period of time we're usually very excited. It's a lot of fun to see them back, and you're getting the excitement for the new season, and this time round there is none, at least not from me anyway. It's difficult to try and get excited for pre-season or even this new season. At the minute it's still very raw, it's still very emotional, it's still very shocking, I guess is another word to use for this. Yeah, it's you can't really explain it. It's just a really weird feeling, if you get me. But yeah, they have returned, and as I record this, there is no answer on whether or not the pre-season friendly with Preston will go ahead on Sunday. We may get the answer later today, it might be tomorrow, it could be Thursday, it could be Friday, it could even be Saturday. You know, it's not too far, Preston, so it's not something where we have to travel a long distance for. So realistically you can have the announcement the day before, because people are not flying abroad to watch it. So yeah, it could end up just being Saturday when the announcement comes. I don't know, but yeah, that has not been confirmed yet, and yeah, it's all very I guess a few people are in that bracket of they're not really that bothered. You know, they can't bring themselves to think about the season, they can't bring themselves to think about transfers, they're just not bothered right now. And then there are other people that are in the bracket of moving forward, because in the end we are going to have to move forward. We are going to have to start, you know, slowly but surely getting some form of normality back, because you can't just stop. You know, that's not how the world works. It keeps turning, you keep moving, so eventually we're all going to have to get to that point. But other people, you know, for some people it will happen fairly quickly, for others it will take a long time, and that will be the same in the dressing room. I'm sure there are a few players that have arrived this morning thinking, I don't really want to be here. And then there are others probably thinking being there is what they need. They'll want to be together. And I'm sure that the club will do everything they can, you know, for players that are maybe struggling a little bit more. Like we say, everyone's different. You know, I think that's what's been echoed throughout pretty much everyone's view on this, is that everyone is different and everyone will grieve in their own way. There is no proper way to grieve, and there is also not a specific amount of time you are allowed to grieve for. You can grieve for as long as it takes you, whether that's a few days, a few weeks, a few months, maybe a few years, or at least a year, let's say that. There's no book really that you can go, these are the steps, and eventually you will get to a point of everyone, and this is how you can do it quicker. It's not, you know, there is none of that. It takes people however long it takes, and that'll be the same in the dressing room, it'll be the same in the fan base, and it'll be the same, you know, in the family and friends as well. So I think we all have a massive hole in what feels like it should be a very joyful day is not, basically. But one thing I do want to say is that on Sunday we, as in me, my mum and my dad, did go to Anfield to lay some flowers down, and it is very different to seeing it on social media or on the news or anything. When you're actually seeing it in person, it is very, very it's very different, it's very strange. It's just a kind of a ball of emotion, really. I think it kind of hits home a little bit more if you see it in person, actually seeing them all, you know, seeing it up close, being able to properly read some of the messages as well. It's yeah, it's a difficult one for everyone, and this will take time for a lot of people. But what does kind of get me back into that place of wanting to be excited is the phrase that has gone around for the last few days now, which is do it for Diogo. Having that kind of unforeseen and unprecedented motivation to do it for your teammate who is sadly no longer here. In anything we achieve in the future, you know, he will be there in some way, because he should have been, you know, and he would have been. He would have been a part of that team. He would have been there today. And anything that happens in the future, he would have been a part of. So you have that kind of extra motivation. But in my opinion anyway, I might be the lonesome in this, but if we didn't win anything and finished 4th, for instance, I wouldn't be upset. You know, I said to my mum that I saw kind of this season as a write-off. I don't think that's the right word, because I don't want to write this season off. I want to go on and continue to win, and I would love to win everything for Diogo. But in the end, if we won nothing and finished 4th, I couldn't be too disheartened with that for this season anyway. Because I'm like, how can I be annoyed? How can I berate the team when, you know, this has happened? I couldn't, you know, for however difficult this is for us as fans, and how difficult it might have been for some fans to go to work when they had this. Imagine that for the players when they've shared the dressing room for 5 years with him, been very, very close to him. They're not just teammates, they're not just friends, they are family, you know. You see it with all of their behind the scenes. It is a proper family unit in the squad, and they have lost a family member. And you know, I don't know how any of us really can expect them, when the whole world has their eyes on them, and then they're expected to go out and perform week in, week out with this still in the back of their mind. As I said, it's going to take some of them a bit longer than others to fully kind of, like I say, get back to some normality. So I wouldn't be able to. I really wouldn't be able to, how we have done previously when the team haven't performed, really get on them and really go, this is unacceptable. I just don't know if I could do that this season. You know, things might change in a few months when this is less fresh, and it might feel like, yeah, alright, we're getting to this point now where we need to step it up or whatever. I don't know. I can't say how any of us is going to feel in a few months' time, but what I can say is that Friday game, first game of the season against Bournemouth at Anfield under the lights, that is going to be one hell of an emotional night, and then just an emotional start really to the season. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say in that. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to make this video to say that Liverpool are back in pre-season, and sort of just give my thoughts on how I feel for this start of the season. But anyway, that is it. Again, I'm not going to have the usual outro for a video like this. Again, rest in peace to Diogo and Andre, and yeah, forever our number 20. Peace.